Hello and welcome to Teacher Needs a Drink podcast. I am Elvis, your host. I'm here to let you know that this is a not safe for work podcast. We are teachers at the end of the week and really the end of our ropes, and we'd like to be able to talk honestly and openly about education without having to worry about, losing our jobs. So we'll be using pseudonyms. We'll be using synonyms? No, we'll be using pseudonyms throughout the podcast, hence the Elvis. I'd like to start by giving a big shout out to all of our Patreon supporters out there. That's right, for as little as $5 a month, you can get access to over 100 special episodes and pieces of content, lost episodes, interviews, all kinds of things. And you get your name read out in the beginning, just like these people. So come join our Patreon. Here we go. Big shout out to Eccentric ESOO Lady, Terry J, Justin M, Tracy B, Miss Wonderstats, Quentin P, Ekebex, Mistress Mischief, Natasha S, Miss Anthropy, Princess Buttercup, Dragon Lady, Kel C, Helena C, Aaron B, Stephanie S, Texas Teacher Kristen, Miss Sunshine, James Nally J, Jody D, Samantha D, Lisa C, Rachel, Jin Genie, Exhausted Band Director, Kimberly K, Jessica A, Swivel Ave Owners, Amanda F, Arion L, Physics Runner, Steph, Michael M, William P, Aldrich T, La Scorpianita, Britt M, Teresa H, Biker Teach, Marcia M, Christina B, Kristen B, Jason F, Abby B, Sarah B, Regina M, Josie S, Sam B, Mary E, Jamie B, Kristen W, Vanessa J, Mary C, RJR, Kristen C, Johanna H, Irma A, Nimi, and Sarah N. A big thank you to all of those patrons who support us. I'd also like to thank our sponsor at Ludlam Dramatics. If you are a theater teacher or know one in your building, you should go to Ludlam Dramatics and you will get to learn about all kinds of great educational theater resources. So if you're teaching theater in your classroom or you've just had the high school play forced upon you, go to ludlamdramatics.com and get some of the best resources your room can have. All right, folks. Well, it's just after a 3-day presidential weekend. I had a pretty intense weekend. I traveled, I got sick, I had to spend 24 hours in bed. It's been crazy. But now I'm back up and moving, and I'm in the classroom, and things are going better. So here's to that. Here's to mental health. Here's to everyone taking deep breaths and exercising, just doing the best they can. So, I do have something I want to share with you guys. At the very end of this episode, when we're saying our goodbyes and everything, you can hear the foo-foo. That's right. Bunny Foo-Foo's baby talks. Oh, it's the most cute. And I might have it twice in here just because it blows my mind. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Cheers to episode 174. Balls. How wholesome. Well, welcome to Teacher Needs a Drink podcast. I'd like to thank all of my hosts. In fact, I'm Elvis, your host, and I'd like to thank all the hosts who are joining me today. Let's get started with Miss Lady Shethead.
Hey, everyone. Happy President's Day. Is that what today is? I'm not sure, but woo.
Yeah, I'll take it. Not everyone has that, sadly, but hey, I'm going to embrace it. Also joining us today, she was here last week. Could this be a thing? Miss Zola Zanzibar.
Hi.
And also joining us from the humid, muggy swamps of Houston, Miss Sparkles.
Hey, y'all.
And also joining us, we've got a full house today. I'm excited because it's been a while since we've had this many. We have Count Chocolate.
Greetings to all. How y'all doing?
That works. And last but not least, we have Miss Bunny O'Hare.
I, for one, am all in favor of presidential chocolate, if that's where you were going with that.
I tried. I swear I tried.
I count for president. Count for president.
There we go. They are definitely worse people who have been president than Count. I will put that up there straightforward. I would love for Count. I'd vote for you, sir.
Amen.
Mm-hmm. Well, it is a 3-day weekend. It's President's Day weekend, and not all schools get it. I know some of them that became a bad weather makeup day, and others, they just, they don't want to give any more holidays in February, so they're just cutting it off there. But I'm glad you guys are available, and I'm glad because it gets to shake up our schedule a little bit. Well, speaking of things that might make, this 4-day week a little interesting, I've heard about this, and then Zola brought it up in relation to something else. But right now, there is an ADHD med shortage going on across the U.S. It started with Adderall, which is kind of like, the standard one for most kids and adults who have ADHD. But since I think the advent of online physicians and the way the DEA lets drug companies make drugs and lets them have certain amounts of whatever the key chemicals are, there's been a big shortage of Adderall. And that's been going on for several months. I'd seen things about that. But now it's gotten so bad that the doctors and medical teams have decided to start changing people up to some of the alternatives to Adderall. So now those drugs are getting in short supply. I personally use Vyvanse, which is one of my favorite things. I don't have to take it every day, but I definitely take it on the busy days. And I have to have my pharmacy call my doctor to let them know they have it in stock before my doctor will write a prescription for it. Because if the doctor starts writing prescriptions for the same drug for 7 different pharmacies, it makes the pharmacist or it makes the doctor look bad. But one of the things that Zola and I think Bunny might have pointed out, what's it going to be like in this coming month as a lot of our students who are ADHD don't have their meds anymore? Do you guys have any predictions or thoughts about how we might see or notice this?
Well, I'll just say, as a parent with a child who definitely needs his med, yeah, it's going to be fun for them, and God bless them. I'm going to send an email and just let them know that, we're doing the best we can to get his meds, but he's got 2 more days, because I was not aware of it until this morning. I just thought that they were having a hard time filling his prescription. And, yeah, I'll just have to send him and say, Godspeed, God bless, y'all do what you can, because you're going to get him like we get him on the weekends, and it'll be fun.
Yeah, I know a lot of schools or especially elementary schools, have adopted the handle with care message, where if you know something's going on, if your kid had a rough night the night before or a bad morning, you could message the teacher and they'll tell the team, please just give a little bit of grace. We might need to, have the schools reach out preemptively, hey, you don't always tell us when your kid's on drugs. So if they take ADHD meds and can't have it, let us know, just so we don't throw the book at them or wonder why this normally very chill kid is bouncing off the walls and throwing shit. Anyone else have any thoughts, predictions on this?
I really, really hope that they give a little bit of a heads up, even if it's an email the morning of, to let the teacher know that little Johnny's not on his meds today. Give someone a heads up, because that really does help.
Do you think it's crossing a line for teachers to ask for that ahead of time? Do you think breaking any rules, hey, if your kid doesn't have your meds, can you just let us know? Or do you think that's too much?
I think that's something admin could do. I think admin could send out a blanket to the whole campus, hey, we've heard there's a medication shortage, and if you're concerned about your student, we'd love for you to reach out to us so we can make a plan for your students' continued success.
Agreed.
Yeah,
versus a targeted, hey, your little shit isn't on their meds, so you better freaking email me.
I was going to say, for the ones that come take medicine in the nurse's office, if our nurse doesn't see a student, well, depending on the medication, if the nurse doesn't see a particular student that day, their first call is to that student's teacher, if they happen to be in class. And then the second call is to that parent, hey, just letting you know, I did not see, Sally come through for her meds today. And we know what happened last time.
Yeah, exactly. The thing is, for a lot of the ADHD drugs, they're kind of one and done. You take it in the morning and it might wear off by late afternoon. I'm sure some of you have had those students that are calm all day long, then come 3 o'clock or 2:30, they start to lose their damn mind, or they're only a problem for their class at the end of the day. So those parents or those there might be zero communication between the school and parent that they have the drugs, because the parent just gives them at home and doesn't think anything about the school. Zola?
Yeah, I'm one of the ones that gives it home. He used to do morning, and then he did it right before lunch. But he's got an extended release, and I don't know if they are. I think if they sent out anything, it would have to be a blanket notice, because I don't know that you can comment on, I think it's protective health information. I don't know. I don't want to speak beyond, my actual knowledge, but I think they'd have to tread lightly if they are going to do anything. Maybe it's just the admin making teachers aware that this could be an issue coming up and to keep an eye on it. But I don't, as far as reaching out to parents or doing anything beyond just kind of watching them, because you can't really do anything, if they don't have their meds. It's just stick to their accommodations if they've got one, and, keep on trucking.
Yeah. I think it'll mostly affect probably older kids that have accommodations or had something at a previous school, and the meds seem to tidy it up enough that no one really knows, but we'll see. I think it's going to be interesting in the next month or two as we hear what teachers are being affected or what teachers' classrooms have noticed.
I just hope that we get
information because I don't have kids. I don't take medication. So today is the first time I'm hearing about it. So I know that there's other teachers who wouldn't have a clue.
Shout out to all the ADHD teachers who are also going to be going without their meds. Godspeed, friends.
Well, this article is from the Everything Lubbock News website. It's dated just this past Friday. And it is Texas third grader finds gun that superintendent left in the school bathroom. A third grader in Rising Star Elementary found a gun the superintendent left in a school bathroom. Superintendent Robbie Stoutville confirms the third grader found the gun back in January and notified a teacher immediately without moving or touching the weapon. Superintendent Stoutville explained that he and the school principal open carry on campus. When he was using the restroom, Stoutville says he took the gun off, placed it in a stall where it was then left unattended for about 15 minutes until it was found. There was never a danger other than the obvious, Stoutville claimed. He then went on to say he was proud of the student and commended his behavior after finding the gun. This is one of those examples of guns in schools, Stoutville said. Regardless of who takes responsibility, they are considerable danger, and one should school their child to be on the lookout for unusual placement of weapon. You know. Thursday night, Stoutville said the Rising School Board is meeting to discuss the incident. This is their second matter. Even though the incident happened in January, no one was notified until February of what happened and the loose gun on campus. It is currently unknown if Stoutville will be facing any charges. My friends, this seems like one of the key examples of why we shouldn't be pushing teachers and everyone to open carry and have guns at school. Because if the superintendent, who is clearly usually the highest paid individual on campus, maybe there's some coaches who make more, can't be responsible enough to not leave a fucking gun on the toilet and walk out in a school with how many children? And didn't know, I don't know what happened. I was reading in the comments on Reddit, the teacher didn't believe the child and asked them to go back to see if it was real. How are you going to test if a gun's real? This seems like it has just disaster all over it. I need to hear your thoughts, guys. Come on, help me out here. Somebody, Count, Bunny, Lady, Sparkles.
I want to know.
Zola.
I want to know how an 8-year-old has better firearm handling safety practices than the damn adult who's supposed to belong to that. Like a third grader, and then the teacher's like, "Go check and see if it's." Has everybody lost their goddamn mind? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. And what if another child had found it and decided to pull the trigger or test it? Because kids are dumb sometimes. And that's very much how those kids, like at home, get shot when their parents leave their guns out or don't lock their gun safes. And just to give the kid credit, like, well, I'm really proud of him for telling an adult he found a gun. Yeah, it was your gun, you dumbass. Bunny?
Again, my brain is imploding. The line about there was no danger other than the obvious, I would say a loaded live weapon unattended in an elementary school is a pretty fucking obvious danger.
Yeah.
Thank God that the kid that found it has parents who apparently taught him, gun awareness, gun safety, and knew the hell better than to touch it. I mean, who are these people? And then the superintendent is like, oh, well, this just goes to show, how dangerous guns are on campus. You were the fucking dangerous one. Like, what are you doing? Why is this even still a conversation at this point? Like, Elvis, it's just what you said. I mean, like, if the damn superintendent is going around leaving his gun in the toilet, like, what? I just can't even. My brain is short-circuiting right now. Please hold.
Yeah, I have a lot of issues, and I'm not the brightest bulb any day. But this is why I don't want to have a gun on campus. And I know a lot of teachers who really aren't responsible enough to have a gun. God forbid they get angry and flash it or a sub brings a gun to campus. No. Count, what is your take on all this?
I'm appalled about the go back and check part. But I don't know. I guess my first thought was, what bathroom was he using? some kind of a staff bathroom or if you were just peeing in the third grader's bathroom or in the elementary hallway or whatnot. But this is asinine. I've always been 100% opposed to having guns in school. On my campus, there are 2 because we've got 2 officers. And that makes me nervous enough. And I know they have an extensive amount of training.
Part of that
In order
not
to,
leave a gun behind.
Right. But for someone to leave a gun, like you left the whole ass gun.
Yeah.
That elementary school students had access to. I'm done with it. Like that should be a case closed. There's no way we should have this happen on campus. No. Just no.
I think schools should be like most other government buildings and say no guns allowed. I just think that's it. If like your security, you can have it. But yeah, no. But we definitely don't need a principal and the superintendent bragging about they can open carry, and clearly they can't follow the rules. Lady Shethead, let's imagine you were working at this school and you found out that the superintendent left a gun for a kid and a kid found it. What would be your take on this?
It's not even my school district and I'm pissed. So I can only imagine how pissed I would be. Because as optimistic as I always try to be and hope for change, and maybe this could be a wake up call even for the superintendent, like, oh shit, I did something bad. Maybe this isn't a good idea. I just can't get past those initial innate feelings that this is so wrong on so many levels. And if he left it in that bathroom, who's to say he hasn't done this before at a different campus and he just happened to remember and go back? Because I know for me, I've left my keys in the bathroom before and I've had to backtrack and go get my keys out of the bathroom. Mm-hmm. So who's to say he hasn't done this before, or the principal who also open carries hasn't done this before? And if it's happened at other campuses, if it happens at any other campus where a student would be like, like the stories of the kids who come home and pull like frogs and rocks and stuff out of their pockets to show their parents, look what I found today.
Yeah.
They could take it with them and think that it's, oh, this is cool because they don't know any better. Or maybe they are old enough to know better and they're like, ooh, free gun. So it's just appalling and sickening and just another reaffirmation to validate my feelings that guns should not be anywhere near a campus.
Yep, I'm grateful that child did not play with it, went and did. What I was told to do is if you find a gun that's unsecured, go tell an adult immediately. That's what I was told to do. Don't touch it, don't pick it up, don't play with it, because you don't know that gun. You don't know if the safety's on or off, or if it's loaded, or you don't even know how it works. Sparkles, what's your take on everything?
Yeah, so I agree with y'all, but the thing that makes me crazy is it's a pretty well-known fact that if you open carry, it actually makes you a bigger target for people who want to do bad things, mm-hmm. because they're going to try and take you out first because you have your gun on you, and then they can get to the other people. And the fact is unless these two happen to go through intense training of some kind, which leaving your gun in the bathroom, I'm going to bet not.
Yeah.
Most bystanders in a true situation of danger are really a hindrance more than they are a help, right?
Yeah.
The most recent, and how horrible that we have to have a most recent shooting in a gay club, the one in Colorado. The guy who managed to take the shooter down was a military veteran. He had training and experience in combat, and he was able to get that person before they could create too much carnage. But let's be real. Y'all have looked at most superintendents. Do they look like they are military veterans who are working out and can take somebody down? No. They look like they've been eating a lot of donuts. And so they probably are not the best person to be chasing after an active shooter on your campus.
Mm-hmm.
And then the absolute stupidity, because now, guess what? You have literally publicized a security issue on your campus. Yeah, if I was a really bad person, now I know I can hide my gun in the bathroom, hide one in there for somebody in the building to take and do something dangerous. Like, this whole situation just creates so many bad bad scenarios.
Well, they seem to be proud because if you're scared, don't worry. Principal or superintendent has a gun, so they'll take care of any shootings on our campus, unless a kid finds it and shoots himself. Geesh. Zola, any last thoughts?
I just think I have a complicated history with guns just because I grew up military, but also like screaming liberal. And so, but I also think, I mean, anybody that wants to carry a gun should go through a pretty rigorous training in order to be able to do that. And the problem is the people that want to carry guns aren't the type that would even, continue to follow through on all that, on what is necessary when you have a gun, because it's a responsibility that you have to take care of. And I just cannot imagine having my child or teaching at a school where the superintendent is going to be enough of a dumbass to leave his gun when he goes to take a dump, after third period or whatever. Like, my mind is boggled.
That's, as a parent, the employees of the district are not the people I want to have to be concerned about. And if they're the ones carrying guns, then I am concerned. Because even if you're, let's say, a somewhat responsible teacher with a gun, but 2 or 3 kids jump you and take that gun from you. Or what if someone just doesn't know what they're doing? I mean, there's so many ways this can go wrong, and the easiest way to avoid it is just not allow them, even if they're the principal or superintendent. Hey guys, guess what?
What?
We have a Patreon.
Wow.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, wow, indeed. For as little as $5 a month, you get access to all kinds of bonus episodes that are exclusively streamed to our patrons. There's over 100 different ones you can go through and listen to. They're all backlogged, and you can listen to them again and again and again. There's also a great Facebook community. We have watch parties. We get to chat with hosts while we live stream our recording. You should sign up, be awesome, and help support us, and do it now! Do it! Yay!
Just do it. Just do it.
Do it. Here are my 2 questions for you. Would you rather have spaghetti for hair or sweat mayonnaise? Once again, would you rather your hair turn into spaghetti or would you permanently sweat mayonnaise? Anyone?
This is foul.
Sparkle?
I'm gonna go with spaghetti hair because you could potentially at least still, style it. Just get spaghetti that's been like slightly undercooked, slightly al dente still, where, might have some hold to it. And I am sweaty enough as it is. I do not need to be sweating mayonnaise. That is disgusting.
Sparkles?
So I'm going with spaghetti hair. 1, because when I bleached my hair last night, it already looked like ramen, and it was hilarious. But 2, I would probably just shave my head and like wear cool head wraps and turbans, so nobody would ever have to know I have spaghetti hair.
Yeah. Zola, what about you?
You ever get faced with a situation that you didn't realize was horrifying to you, but all of a sudden, then you're faced with it and you're like, Jesus, I didn't know this was a nightmare. Sweating mayonnaise has disturbed me on such a level. I don't know. No, I'm going to have to go with spaghetti hair, which is upsetting because, again, I had a good hair day today. But can you just imagine, I mean, in addition to the normal sweat, but like, I'm not quite there yet, but I'm getting older and we're going to start getting like menopause and night sweats. Can you just imagine waking up at 2 a.m. just covered in mayonnaise? And just, this is a dirty question.
Oh, just to take it a step further, I mean, it's not just being sweaty at night in your bed. Imagine if you're having some lovely lustful times with your partner and there's just mayonnaise everywhere. Talk about 2 things I really don't want to combine is sex and mayonnaise. Just Elvis. So many things. I mean, cleanup would have to happen immediately.
I can't.
Oh, man.
I can't, sir. You have to stop. This is horrible.
Lady, how about you? Are you going to go with spaghetti hair or just keep leaking that mayonnaise?
100% spaghetti hair. 100%. I love Sparkle's idea of just shaving it, just not even dealing with it at all. There we go. Spaghetti.
Imagine sweating like through the armpit of your shirt, but now the shirt's ruined because it's got like a mayonnaise oil stain. Man.
Yeah.
Count, what about you, sir?
So that's exactly what I was thinking. I was considering the wardrobe malfunctions, I'll say, that would have to follow. But then I also consider, like, if I have spaghetti for hair, are birds going to be constantly attacking me when I walk out of the house?
Oh,
Or
ants,
but yeah,
dogs.
I sweat. I'm a heavy sweater, like in general. Like I have no problem layering sweatshirts, undershirts, t-shirts, and replenishing my supply every 6 months if I need to. I cannot sweat Hellman's or Miracle Whip. It won't go well, and then it'll have a
No.
smell with it too. So I'm going with a bald fade with the spaghetti, and if it has to be al dente, as Bunny said, that's fine. I don't know what other kind of styles to cook it, but as long as I can play with it and have like the Homer Simpson like 4 strands comb over, that'd be kind of cool.
There you go. No, I think I'm with everyone here. I'm going to go with spaghetti hair because my main thing is being in Texas where it's generally warm. And most school districts, save money at the end of the official school day. They turn off a lot of the AC in schools just to save money. So while it won't be sweating hot, it'll be warm. And if you're ever in like an after school meeting or something and you're sitting in one of those lovely plastic chairs in a warm room, and you might have noticed you stand up and there's like a little humidity caused T shape in the bottom of the chair from where your cheeks meet. Imagine if that was mayonnaise. No, I don't want swamp-ass mayonnaise. No. Everything about this is wrong and disgusting. And yeah, it's a sin against nature to sweat mayonnaise. Yeah, nope. I think I would lose all intimacy. While I don't mind being intimate with someone and we're like dancing and sweaty, if that's mayonnaise, And man, you got to wash that off because like day old mayonnaise, it can spoil. And we'd be giving each other like stomach things. Oh, and lady, you're right. Everything would, no. We at Teacher Needs a Drink podcast firmly stand by spaghetti hair. Amen. All right, folks, thanks for listening to another episode of Teacher Needs a Drink podcast. Thank all my hosts who are with me today. Let's start with Miss Lady Shethead.
Woo, spaghetti hair.
And also, I'm glad she made it today, Zola Zanzibar.
I was going to say I'm happy to be here, but then you started talking about sweating mayonnaise, and now I'm just sad. It's ruined my day.
Yeah, it's kind of warm in my car, and so I'm just thinking how I'm just going to be glistening a thin layer of mayo before I turn it back on.
I love you, but stop.
Free BLTs. Just wipe the bread on my forehead, slap it down. Gotcha, fam. Slap. Sparkles! I'm glad you could make it today.
Me too. Bye, y'all.
Count, I'm glad you could be here too.
A 4-day work week, baby. Count is glad he could be here in the third person.
I'm glad you could be here. And last but not least, Bunny O'Hare, I'm glad you were here too.
Thanks for having me back. It was a pleasure as always. And hold on, I might be able to get the foo-foo to say something.
Ooh.
Can you say hi? Hi.
Oh my goodness! That was the cutest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Okay, I will offer no apologies for anybody's ovaries who may have melted.
Yeah, I think mine exploded. Damn, that was precious. All right, everyone out there, make sure you're taking care of your mental health. It's usually covered by most insurance plans. And everyone out there, deep breaths, deep drinks, cheers! Woohoo! Yay!
Cheers! Say woohoo!
All right, folks, thanks for joining us for another episode of Teacher Needs a Drink podcast. I am Elvis, your host, and I really, really appreciate you guys listening. If you get a chance, send us a message about something you want us to talk about on our website at teacherneedsdrinkpodcast.com. You can also leave a voicemail on there that we can play during the episode. I'd like to thank all of my hosts, and of course, I'd like to thank my sponsors and Patreons at Love Them Dramatics and everybody. All right, friends, everyone out there, take care of yourselves. Have a great day. Cheers!
Can you say hi?
Hi.
Oh my
Oh!
goodness! That was the cutest thing I've ever heard in my life.